Caitlin Clark and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did. It would have never gotten.
Stephen A. Smith just slammed the brakes on Angel Reese's ego trip so hard, you could see the skid marks from space. And this ain't some polished Netflix drama. This is a raw fall from grace that had the internet choking on disbelief. Picture this. Angel Reese strutted into the spotlight ready to silence her critics, but instead she delivered a performance so flat it had fans asking, wait, that's it? 4 points. Yep, 4. Like she was on a strict scoring fast. Sure, she snatched up rebounds like coupons, but when the game begged for buckets, she disappeared. Even with Caitlin Clark iced up on the bench, half wrapped like a Gatorade ad, half wrapped in hope, Angel had the perfect stage to finally prove she's that star. The ball was hers, the moment was hers, the entire storyline was hers, and yet she dropped a stat line so weak it felt like an accidental comedy skit.
Part 38, let's get it!
Life throws her lemons. She makes bricks. Bang! PSA to anyone watching, she is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom. Pecan? Butter pecan? Bang! Here's a stat. She's been blocked 20 times, and she's only made 21 hoops. What?
If you're ready for her next blooper, go ahead and drop a "Fire the Baby Giraffe" in the comments. Fans expected a takeover. What they got was an "oops, I forgot where the rim is" special. Clark, sidelined but still stealing headlines, had more impact without even touching the ball. Meanwhile, Angel's 4 points felt like a sad little apology card stuffed inside a box score nobody wanted to read. 4 points isn't a performance. It's a red flag, a cry for help, a warning sign that maybe this fairy tale is turning into an early exit interview. Yes, she grabbed those 12 rebounds, but let's be real. Boards can't cover up bricks when the world is watching. Angel Reese was grabbing rebounds like they were free meals at Chick-fil-A. But rebounds without buckets? That's just stacking up participation trophies.
First of all, it's not rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points on opening.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have.
She made scoring double digits look like a chore, like the league handed her the mic and said, "Go make a statement." And she shrugged. "Nah, I'll pass." It's like she's treating points like a luxury item only pulled out on special occasions. You know it's bad when even the broadcast crew tries to spin it. Well, she contributed elsewhere. Elsewhere where? On a reality show cameo? Maybe she spent the night running laps in sneakers allergic to the rim. Cameras caught her with that far-off stare, like she was daydreaming about starring in a spin-off series. The real stat hoarders of the WNBA, where the numbers don't matter so long as you strike a pose.
Calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got.
Angel once had swagger for days. Lashes, nails, hair, confidence so loud it filled arenas. But this 4-point nightmare, it screamed, "I peaked in college," so loud it probably rattled the NCAA archives. This wasn't the long-awaited Bayou Barbie takeover. This was straight-up Desperate Housewives of the WNBA, with Angel pouring a lonely glass of wine, wondering where all the hype went. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, double-teamed, hacked, iced up like a mummy, still finds a way to splash threes and hand out assists like she's hooping in her backyard. She doesn't just show up, she shows out. And Angel, she had the dream set up. No Caitlyn stealing headlines, full spotlight, mic in her hand, and still laid an egg. Now the whispers are getting louder. The same whispers that say Angel Reese once compared herself to Michael Jordan.
We're excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed an...
But this ain't a pep rally in high school. This is the pros. If you're not scoring, you're not playing. And right now, Angel's biggest contribution might be her sideline runway strut or just keeping the bench cushion warm. That's not MVP energy. If her minutes keep shrinking, she better be calling her stylist before she calls the stat guy, because the numbers are vanishing faster than her hype. This was supposed to be her breakout year, the time she proved she was more than attitude and Instagram clips. Instead, she's turning into the league's version of a TikTok fad. Big hype. Quick buzz, then boom, she's the punchline on highlight reels. Remember the milk crate challenge? Yeah, that's Angel's season. Started high, shaky step, and now we're just waiting for the fall. She entered the WNBA as a walking headline, built-in drama, the rival to Caitlin Clark, the Bayou Barbie that was supposed to keep the league buzzing.
Diabolical stat, she's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away. How about that, man? Bang! She should work at housekeeping for hotels because she could turn it over quickly. Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. To mention no Caitlin Clark, no problem, give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
You prefer car or plane?
Car or plane for what? For how you want to travel! That's too many steps, and you can't do that.
She had charisma, college stardom, viral energy. But glitter means nothing when your box score couldn't scare a JV squad. 4 points ain't just disappointing, it's symbolic. Unless she's secretly trying to perform some kind of postmodern sports art about inefficiency, this ain't cutting it. Fans are waking up, tuning in, and asking out loud, wait, that's all? Social media lit up, not with praise, but pure confusion. Angel Reese is no longer trending for dominance. She's trending for being underwhelming. 4 points. Again. Yeah, Angel Reese was snatching rebounds like a beast, but let's keep it real. Offensively, she's MIA, missing like a left AirPod. Even her most loyal fans are out here typing threads like, we need to talk about how Angel Reese is actually good. You just don't get basketball. Please, Karen, stop the damage control. She's out there struggling like a flip phone in 2025, outdated, clunky, and barely working. And what makes it worse? The Chicago Sky's so-called star is fading, while Caitlin Clark, yep, the girl sidelined with an injury, is still dominating every league conversation without even touching the floor.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with.
That's when it gets uncomfortable. Clark's sitting there with her ankle wrapped, sipping electrolytes, chilling on the bench. And she still feels like the biggest presence in the game. Meanwhile, Angel looks like she forgot what position she even plays. How do you lose the spotlight to somebody not even in uniform? And once that happens, the whispers start. Front office rumors. Coaches murmuring, is she getting benched? Do we rest her for development? That's just basketball code for, we can't say this out loud, but yikes. This ain't just a slump, it's a reckoning. The Sky didn't draft a TikTok influencer. They wanted a franchise pillar. Instead, they're watching a rebound machine with a full-blown scoring allergy. Teams want killers on the court, not someone flexing lashes in motivational Instagram bios while putting up 4 points on 12 shots and calling it a night. Even Stephen A. Smith probably leaned back, cleaned his glasses, looked at that sad box score and hollered to the heavens, Lord, what am I seeing? 4 points. Angel Reese better realize quick, this ain't LSU anymore.
Elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second. But before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs. The WNBA has issued a statement saying it abhors and discourages hate of any kind, et cetera, et cetera. Your thoughts about it? Here's the WNBA statement. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Your thoughts about that element of all of this, where you believe it emanates from, and do you think
the WNBA isn't a charity handing out gold stars for cardio? You don't get minutes for memories, and you sure don't get all-star votes for running in circles. Right now, her box scores look like somebody misprinted them. But no, that's the real stat line. Every second she spends on that floor without real production just piles on more scrutiny. This isn't the NCAA. This is the big leagues, where every minute has to be earned. Coaches don't hand you 30 minutes just because you got personality or Instagram likes. The moment your efficiency tanks, so does your playing time. If you're not scoring, dropping dimes, or locking up on defense, then you're just taking up space. And Angel? She's not just hooping anymore. She's fighting for relevance in a league that moves on from hype quicker than a trending meme. One day you're viral, the next day the goose is cooked. The stakes have flipped. It's no longer about potential, it's about performance. Either she bounces back fast, or we're going to see an ESPN documentary in 10 years called Angel Reese, the hype that never hit, complete with dramatic piano, slow-mo turnovers, and a narrator whispering, "What happened?" And now, all eyes fall on Tyler Marsh, the man stuck with the impossible task of unlocking Angel Reese like she's some hidden NBA 2K character. He's thrown everything at the wall: power forward minutes, small ball 5, random wing assignments. At this point, Marsh might as well start sketching plays in hieroglyphics just to get her to put the ball in the hoop.
Example of Angel Reese being a leader outside of rebounding her own missed layups. What does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution? You tell me, because I'm not seeing it. I know I'm harsh on Angel Reese, but she considers herself a star. If you're going to call yourself a star, I expect you to perform like a star, especially in big moments. Caitlin Clark was injured. Angel Reese was the only star on the court last night. And for 27 minutes, she completely disappeared.
But here's the real problem. It doesn't matter where you stick Angel Reese. If she can't convert, it's like rearranging furniture in a haunted house and wondering why the ghosts are still there. Marsh could park her under the rim or toss her out at half court. If she's still putting up 4 points, nothing changes. Chicago, we got a problem. Everybody knows what she brings: rebounds, energy. But meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is sitting on the injury list and still running the league's headlines. Clark could be in a walking boot shooting threes from a folding chair, and she'd still run circles around Angel in stats and storylines. Even on her worst day, Clark finds ways to make an impact. Dishing dimes, splashing threes, pulling defenders like she's magnetic. On or off the floor, she's the storyline. And when she's healthy again, she ain't easing back in. She's coming back locked in, ready to reclaim the spotlight. Meanwhile, Angel's stat line keeps reading like she's playing dodgeball, not basketball. And fans feel it too. Watch the reaction when the ball swings her way. It's not hype, it's a groan. The whole arena braces like they're about to watch someone forget their password live in front of 10,000 people.
There's a lot of reaction coming in from last night's drubbing, destruction, annihilation, cremation, whatever you want to call it, roasting, sauteed, whatever your form of cooking may be. But the Indiana Fever absolutely dismantled the Chicago.
Coaches keep shuffling her around like musical chairs, but nothing clicks. No delivering, no developing, no adjusting. Her impact stays stuck on rebounds and nothing more. And it's getting harder to justify her minutes when younger, hungrier players are ready to prove they belong. Because let's be real, Caitlin Clark isn't coming back just to be solid. She's coming back to remind everybody loud and clear. She is the face of the league. And once Caitlin Clark starts dropping 20 a night again, Angel Reese's 4-point ghost games are going to look even uglier. The league doesn't need players who only elevate their brand. It needs killers who elevate the game. And if Angel doesn't find her scoring rhythm soon, she won't just fall behind. She'll flat out vanish from the conversation. All that preseason hype, the NIL deals, the media buzz, the endless promo.
In outfit, Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time in her outfits for the pregame catwalk, or does she put in more time to actually get better at the...
It all fades fast when the box score keeps screaming the truth. And right now, the numbers don't lie. They're exposing her. You think social media hasn't noticed? Please. Even inside her own locker room, the vibe's gotta be tense. Picture this. You grind for 10 minutes off the bench, give every ounce of energy, while Angel jogs around for 30 and contributes little more than hustle rebounds. That kind of imbalance kills team morale, no question. And for the front office, this has to feel like an identity crisis. They built a whole brand around her, marketed her as the face of the future, and now the product is flopping live in prime time. She's not delivering value. She's giving G League energy while eating up superstar minutes. Fans were sold the dream. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, Iowa versus Baton Rouge, college royalty, rivals reborn in the pros. But what did they actually get? Clark hitting highlights on one good ankle, while Angel sprints around like a Peloton instructor teaching a low-impact ride.
Women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game, she got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not every single game gonna revisit and retread this same tired ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her and they need to be.
You promised fireworks but delivered a wet sparkler in the rain. And if this trend keeps rolling, it won't even be funny anymore. It'll be sad. The what could have been story. Clark thriving while Reese fades into the shadows. A brutal reminder that branding might buy you buzz, but only production buys you longevity. And if the Chicago Sky really want to win, they better stop praying for magic and face the truth. It's not coming from Angel Reese right now. And here's the kicker. Angel Reese isn't just battling opponents anymore, she's battling her own narrative. Every game that ends with 4 points and a handful of rebounds digs the hole deeper. Fans aren't debating if she's the next superstar. They're debating if she even belongs in the starting lineup. That's how far the story has flipped. Think about it. This was supposed to be the rivalry. Clark versus Reese, the spark that carried college drama into the pros.
It comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows.
Instead, it feels like a one-woman show starring Caitlin Clark, while Angel's reduced to background noise. Clark's not even healthy, and she's still stealing headlines, jersey sales, and respect, while Angel is fighting to keep her name out of the word bust. And it's not just outside noise. Teammates hear it, coaches hear it, front office hears it. How long before those whispers become decisions? Minutes cut, roles reduced, trade talks? Because the WNBA doesn't wait for you to figure it out. It moves on fast. And right now, Angel looks like a stalled project the league is already outgrowing. The Bayou Barbie brand is glitzy, sure, but basketball is cruel when the numbers don't add up. No coach, no sponsor, no teammate cares about your nickname when your jumper's bricking and your stat line screams disappointment. Fans came in expecting primetime fireworks, and instead they're stuck watching the fuse burn out before it even sparked. If Angel Reese doesn't flip this script soon, she won't just lose games.
And she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. We lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the number 1 overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide.
She'll lose the narrative, the fans, and the faith of a league that sold her as a cornerstone. And once that spotlight shifts fully back to Caitlin Clark, it may never swing back her way again. And the brutal part, Angel Reese's downfall isn't happening in the shadows. It's unfolding in front of packed arenas, live TV, and millions of eyeballs online. Every miss, every clanked shot, every awkward possession is clipped, memed, and replayed before the final buzzer even sounds. She's not just underperforming. She's trending for the wrong reasons. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark could be in sweats on the bench and still dominate the conversation. Sponsors line up, teammates rally, fans chant her name, and highlight reels roll even when she doesn't step on the court.
Balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the...
That's the difference. Clark creates gravity just by existing, while Angel is slowly becoming invisible even when she's on the floor. The front office has to be sweating bullets. They invested in the Bayou Barbie dream, NIL fame, college stardom, viral moments, but in the WNBA, none of that pays off if you're scoring 4 points a night. You can't sell season tickets on rebounding alone, and fans are starting to realize they were promised a rivalry and handed a lopsided mismatch. Teammates feel it too. Frustration builds when you see someone get superstar minutes without superstar results. And once the locker room vibe cracks, it spreads fast. Morale dips, chemistry collapses, and suddenly, Angel isn't just fighting the media, she's fighting her own team's patience. The league is ruthless when it comes to stars who don't deliver.
I feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
Well, she's better at everything.
And
she had a triple-double. She's tied for the 3rd most triple-doubles in WNBA history.
Today's face of the future can turn into tomorrow's trade piece faster than you can refresh Twitter. And unless Angel Reese finds a way to silence critics with buckets, not just boards, she's on the fast track from headliner to afterthought. Because make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is coming back soon. And when she does, Angel's 4-point nights are going to look less like a slump and more like a full-blown expose of who's built for this league and who's just along for the ride. Right now, Angel Reese is not the star Chicago dreamed of. She's not the answer, she's the problem. Until she starts putting up real numbers, she's not a franchise piece. She's a liability with warning lights flashing. And if something doesn't flip fast, she won't just lose games. She'll lose her place in this league.
The NBA will be Caitlin Clark. If she stays healthy, there's a group of them that would hope for her to be out. But
why do you say she's going to be the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA?
Well,
it's not like she's the first white girl.
She's not the first white girl, but she's the first white superstar at the levels where she's scoring these, the threes she's shooting. She's like a Steph Curry. She's the first actual superstar that people care. When's the last time we watched like college basketball? If I told you, tell me the greatest college basketball female basketball players last 30 years, and you watch I know her. She's our meet, but you look at some of these names, you see.
Because the WNBA doesn't wait for hype to turn into substance. You either produce or you disappear. Simple as that. So what do you think? Is Angel Reese running out of chances? Or can she finally silence the critics? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're ready for her next blooper reel, comment "Fire the Baby Giraffe" down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next viral WNBA breakdown. Click the video on screen. We'll see you in the next one.